Hello, my scrappy friends. It's Michelle, and I am here today with a hop called Stamp It Like It's Hot. It is hosted by Brianna Spores at My Life on Paper. I think it's what it's called. So I am a little late getting my video up, but sometimes that's how my life rolls. We are remodeling a bathroom and I had to help hang sheetrock. So yeah, let me see if we can get a little bit. Okay, so I've distressed all the edges and I realized I had not painted one of the leaves on these big flowers, so I did that. I attached the photo to this, and then I decided, since I didn't leave room for journaling, I would make a tag. So I used this new set of tags from Keep It Simple. And I used this square one, this one, and then I added this. So I see that I have forgotten to put the whole reinforcer in there. I have a heart, star, flower, or a circle. So I'll probably go with the heart or the flower. But then I was thinking I could make it where it's like underneath here. Just kind of trying to decide which one I want. Do I want the blue with the hearts or the hearts with the blue? Or do I want them both? It's a tough call. Tough call. I think I'll just use one. And so I'm going to use some red line tape here and here and here to make a pocket while I'll figure out where I want it to stop. So let me do that and I'll be back. And then, I don't know if it's this one or this one. We're just going to put them both in there for right now. I'm going to glue all this down and I will be back. Okay, so I went ahead and glued some stuff down, and I want to show you, I used some of my new Scrap and Happy Studio Flair. I used Just Be You because my dad has such a silly expression on his face, and he's got the bill of his cap up. And then I used Sweet Moment, and the colors just match perfectly. I thought I might use some of these mini canvas, but they do not match. So it was Easter, and I will journal here. Or maybe I need to journal here. This would be easier to see, wouldn't it? If it was on the blue. Yeah, I think so. I also had pulled out these little bows from my stash. They're smoothie and peach and then sapphire. And they would have matched. I thought of putting the bow on that rabbit, but as you can see, I ended up putting a little flower over that spot. And so I just need to make the whole reinforcer and some twine or string of some sort. Also, I want to show you, I tried really hard to use some Bramble Fox. This was a little bit too aqua. Thought about Lovely Photo, Love. The pink would have matched. I just have to find another photo, another collection that this will go with. So, thank you so much for sticking with me, and I hope you have learned something. Let me know down in the comments if you've ever tried to color this way, and if you have you had much success? What is your favorite way to color with stamps? Be sure and check everybody else out, and I'll have a link down below of all of the products that are still available from Keep It Simple. and also Stampin' Up. Okay, I wanted to hop on here because I finished my layout and I went back to edit my videos, put them all together, and there's a whole section missing. And I think when I went to zoom in to show you how I colored the images, I must have hit the off button on my iPhone. So not off to the iPhone, but off to the video and stop. So I'm so sad. I have to talk about this. Okay, let's see. What I want to show you first is that I'm using this stamp set and I'm coloring in this image and this image. So I like to use either Memento, Tuxedo Black, or Intense Black from Close to My Heart if I'm going to be coloring in the image with either my alcohol markers, or this is going to be taking a water brush and using these dye-based inks from Close to My Heart. If you don't use an ink like that, the ink will run, and that's no fun. Also, I really like to wait till the next day to color these images in. So I kind of make it a two-step process, and I stamp, die cut all the images I think I'm going to need, and then the next day I color them in. So I used these, but then I also used these cute little eggs from Keep It Simple from Bunny Season. Aren't they adorable? So since what I videoed, I lost the footage, which, by the way, it always scares me when I hear YouTubers talk about losing footage. I'm like, how do you lose footage? You know, I think about important videos I don't want to lose, and I guess for various reasons, but mine was I went to zoom in like this, like zoom out, zoom in like this, and somehow I hit the stop recording button. So I'm going to take this little egg image and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So I already used this, right? So now I have some inks from Close to My Heart, Avocado, Peach, Smoothie, Canary, Mint, Peacock, Gray Flannel, and Brown Bag. So what I like to do is I'm going to use a soft background and a soft color for the background. So I think I'll start with Peach. What I like to do is I press this. That gives me a little bit of ink here in this little well area. Okay, I see that. I need to move up. Let's see here. Is that better? Yes. Okay. So then I take and I just add a little water there. Actually, I see there's not, I need to squish it a little bit more. My elbow hurts and it's affecting my grip strength. Here we go, I think that's better. Okay, just take a little bit and then color, 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 color. So you basically just pick up the ink and I recommend stamping out extras so that you can practice with kind of learning the best way to get the color, transferring the color. Also, just seeing how you want it colored, like which colors you want to use. And okay. And you can squeeze out more water if you want to. So you can see that's pretty wet right there. Let me show you the back side. Probably a little too wet, but it will dry. So now if I want to switch colors, I just squeeze that out till it runs clear. Then I'm going to clean this up, and I'm going to switch to another color. Switch to Canary. Okay, and then if you think the color is going to be a little too dark, you can put it here first and then move it. And if you want more color, go back to the ink. All right. And I just clean it up so I don't get water mixed in with the ink. Okay, let's see. What if we do, let's see, where did the mint go? Oh, right here. Okay, good, mint and smoothie. I find that this is easier than using alcohol markers. And it's cheaper because you probably already have ink pads. Or at least I do. Okay, let's put smoothie, which is really just a darker version of this peachy color. Now it's a pretty bright color, so I'm going to put a little right here. You can see how bright it is. I want to leave room for some green. Okay, I think that's enough. And if you were doing a bunch of the same image, you could go ahead and color, kind of assembly line it and like do all the pink backgrounds and then switch to all of the yellow. Okay, now this is Peacock and it's pretty bright. So definitely gonna water it down. I can make the center of the flower that's pretty. Then I'm gonna make all right. It's kind of messy. Now some avocado. Let's make this bottom flower avocado. And these little dots. All right. We'll let that dry. And then I want to show you a different way you can color your stamps. Turquoise. Okay, so what I did with these stamps is I took some white daisy cardstock and I put some ink directly onto this. So I smushed it down. Then I added a little spritz of water, mixed it up, and then I just used that to smush down onto white paper. Okay, so that's what I did here. I think they turned out so pretty. It's an easy way to color, right? Let's see. Some have more color than others. Now, these right here, I did a third way where I took a blending brush and I just tried to start in the center where it was darker and then blend out. So that gets a softer look than, say, this. But just another way to color your flowers where you don't feel like you have to be a coloring expert, right? Now, I do use alcohol markers and color as well. I'm no expert, but I do also do that. Okay, so I'm trying to think what all you missed on the video footage. Well, you missed me making this layout. So let me zoom back out. There we go. Okay, so you can see how this would match if I did want to use it. It's kind of a diagonal design, so I'm not going to do 3 clusters. I don't think I even told you where the paper was from. So the cardstock is peach, and then this and this paper and this paper are all from an old 3-year-old collection from close to my heart called Daisy Meadows. And this was actually the stamp set for it. This one. Okay, but this white with the hearts is actually from Bunny Season collection from Keep It Simple. And I would have used all of this, but I wanted some softer colors because there's really no dark colors in here. But I love that Bunny Seasons collection. So I did incorporate the stamps. I did stamp this little bunny, and I think this bunny from Bunny Season matches really well with the bunny here on this pattern paper from Close to My Heart. So even though they show them colored in brown here, I left him white and just colored a little pink in it. And I did all this the same way with my water brush and the ink pads. Colored 2 eggs because there's actually 3 different designs here. And then I colored these flowers. I just put a little bit of gray, and I put a little bit of, actually this isn't even the one I wanted to stick down. That one, the ink ran a little bit. I'll probably replace it with this one. These little flowers are from Bunny Season. And then these are from the Scrap and Happy Studio. And okay, so I apologize if you see, if I have later in this video, I am talking about this because I can't remember what I have done and what I haven't done. I've never had this happen to me where I stopped the video and thought it was recording. So I guess there's always a first. The design, I believe, is number 127 from Scrap a Sketch, and I really like it. I cut each of these panels at 2.5 by 11. I just finger edge distressed this with my fingernails and also this baby. And what else do you need to know? Well, I was going to say something about mixing collections. So Keep It Simple, their earlier collections were all a texture cardstock weight, and everybody loved them. The more recent collections have a bit of a sheen on them, and I wasn't even sure how I'd feel about that, but I want to tell you right now that I can't even tell the difference between this paper and the ones on either side of it. It also takes ink just as well as the non-shiny. So I still recommend, they have the cutest designs and cutest collections coming up, and I would highly recommend checking out Keep It Simple. I will have a link down below of everything I used. And there's some photos at the end. The photo at the end has this, and I used an embossing folder, a 3D embossing folder from Stampin' Up. And I used Canary because I thought, well, that'll match, right? And I had it here. Actually, it's underneath here. And when I'm done with the layout, I like to sit it on my, I like to rest it against a framed photo on my fireplace mantle, and I kind of just sit there in the living room and glance at it. And from a distance, I just kept seeing this yellow here. And even though I have the yellow egg here, which I thought would balance, this was just too bright. So it was like this. It was just too much yellow. So, but everything was glued down, so I didn't really know what I was going to do. And plus, I made a pocket here. This is where my journaling's going to be. And this was made with the new tag set from Keep It Simple. And it says tags #1. So I'm assuming there will be more to come. I love it. There's little hole reinforcers and this tag topper, little bitty tags. Anyway, so I made this place for the journaling because this is my daughter and this is my dad, and it's one of my favorite photos of them. So what I did is I just took some of this yellow, it's called Lemon Collection Pack, and this from Keep It Simple, and this is texture cardstock. So see how it's a lot lighter? So in here, you go from light to dark. So this is one of the lighter ones. This is the pattern I used right here. So I took it and I put it through the same embossing folder, cut it the same size, and I just put it on top of this because I didn't use redline tape, but I did use some double-sided like tear tape to make the pocket for the tag. So I knew there wasn't any way that was coming up. I didn't know how to lighten it. I thought about taking even some white paint and brushing it on there. But then I thought of this cardstock, and I think it's perfect. It's so much better than the Canary. I thought the Canary would work because this color here is actually Sundance, and it's almost like an orangey yellow. But I think it's not as heavy yellow over here now. Let me know what you think. Plus, I may just put this on top of that one too, because I don't know if you can tell, but I started coloring this before the black was dry, and so it carried some of the color off. I didn't even notice when I was putting this layout together. It's because they're such organic, and this is what I had to do with the yellow, is I had to cut a little corner. I had to cut a rounded edge off that corner to get it where it needed to go. So let's see if this will fit. Because you know, oh, perfect. And I'll just put it on top of it and it'll give it dimension, right? So remember, mistakes are just an opportunity to embellish. And if I were to make a third cluster, this could go in my third cluster. But I'm not. Anyway, so if you have any questions, please let me know. I apologize for my wonky video. I also apologize for being late. I apologize to all the people in the top who, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned it in another part of the video, but this is Stamp It Like It's Hot, and there are a whole bunch of friends participating, and so there's a playlist. I'll have it linked down below. So please check everybody else out who is playing along, and thank you so much for stopping by.